sitting in there.
Oh, Lieutenant, you look very nice today.
You look very nice today, Lieutenant. Good luck out there. Lieutenant, you look
And
great.
it's shiny, your shoes.
Oh, I didn't even see the shoes.
I feel about the shiny shoes.
Those are nice shoes.
Oh, that compliment. No, but I'm being serious. I always thought
You
it
look
was
so
shiny.
good for all these cameras.
Well, no, I'm being very serious.
I know the fact he is not. And that one's questionable. I know that one. Why is this my first time seeing that show?
She's scary. I feel like they're already raised. Oh, bright up. I'm sure she would.
Yeah, what's your name? God. This home. It's nice to be home. You rode it front. You want to drive? You want to drive?
Knock it down, man. Knock it down. Pretty weather. They go really monitor. I'm sitting on the floor.
No, he just stepped up.
It was a dry run. It was a dry run. Yeah. Dress rehearsal. You know, you're dressed in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, I see a shot and you got a cord on my so the late. Yeah.
Exactly.
They got it back like that. It's so dark in the back. You got to lighten it up. I saw a set from set from the boxation in DC, and that set was nice. No, them big purchase. This is real. These light colors, that backlit well. It was just amazing graphics. The place where I knew his station, he was at in DC. Looked up his station there. That was very that's what we should do that. Get away from it is. Literally, it's just street toys. I don't know, lighten that set up, you know, make it vibrant. But I know CBS wants to do all that virtual, not spending money and virtual set stuff. Well, I mean, it's not that it looks terrible right now. It's just that it's clearly not real. Start walking around too much. You gotta maintain your clip for your keys. Sitting on a green screen chair. But a lot of times they have to stand up. Your mind, your watch. It's kind of like when you watch a movie, video. You know, you've grown up. Ever since you were a kid, 24 frames a second is film. Or another 30 and stuff like that. So we don't think about movies looking like video. We don't accept that. That's why some people shot a video, don't go theatrical. No, okay, accept it. It's kind of like how the person accepts it. Like I know what that's going to really do. Like 60 minutes, you're about 60 minutes, and they're sitting in a chair like this. And it's all green screen, but they can't move. They can't move because then the lighting would have to change and have to make it green. Wait,
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming out. I'm Executive Lieutenant Teresa Young, and I'm assigned to the Patrol Administration Division and work directly for the Chief's Office. Standing here with me is Southfield Police Chief Elvin V. Barron, Deputy Chief Jeffrey Jagelski, who oversees the Patrol Division, Deputy Chief Aaron Hughley, who oversees the Investigation Division, and Lieutenant Mostafa Bizi, assigned to the Investigation Division. Today, Chief Barron will update the public regarding the outstanding patrol response and subsequent investigative follow-up which led to the arrest of a violent offender accused of homicide. The person was arrested on October 6, 2025 and charged with first-degree murder and felony firearm. I ask that you please hold all your questions until the conclusion of this briefing and turn off or mute any cell phones or other electronic devices. Also, please wait to be escorted back to the main lobby. A press packet is available on the back table, which includes a USB drive of all files presented here today. Also, for record-keeping purposes, we ask that you complete our media sign-in sheet. And without any further delay, Chief Barron.
Thank you, Lieutenant. And as I always say, thank you to the media for being here. And also thank you for your patience. I know after this incident occurred, the media was calling, members of the community was calling, because anytime there's a homicide, it does generate a lot of concern in our neighborhood. I did have an opportunity to speak to the husband of the deceased. I spoke to him yesterday. I didn't want to have a press conference and not have had conversation with him, to advising him on the nature of the investigation and the press conference. Certainly want to send our condolences to the family. In fact, we do have friends and family who've joined us here in the audience today to hear the sequence of events and our investigation. I want to remind everybody that this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. In fact, the Southfield Police Department recently completed a Domestic Violence Awareness Walk. I also spoke at the West Bloomfield Henry Ford Silent Witness ceremony that they partner with Haven every year. And one thing that stands out about this month, oftentimes we spend a lot of time when we have discussions about domestic violence centering on intimate partner violence. But another aspect of domestic violence that we're going to have to pay more attention to is family violence. We've seen son kill father. We've seen brother kill sister. And in this case, unfortunately, daughter kills the mother. So family violence is worthy of those conversations and resources as well. So this incident began on Sunday, October 5th at approximately 11:40 p.m. Southfield police officers were dispatched to the 18,000 block of Bainbridge Drive on the report of a shooting that just occurred. Southfield police and fire arrived on scene and immediately began life-saving measures on an unresponsive female. Despite those efforts by first responders, the victim was pronounced deceased at the scene. While rendering first aid, first responders observed several spent casings and observed the victim with a gunshot wound to the chest, back, and a graze wound to her head. The victim was identified as 45-year-old Southfield resident Adam Mae Simmons Jones. Southfield officers determined that the 77-year-old female and a 3-year-old child were present in the home at the time the shooting occurred. However, both were unharmed. The 77-year-old female is a resident of the home, and she's the victim's mother-in-law, who does have some physical health challenges. She heard approximately 3 to 4 gunshots and then heard someone run outside the front door. Our officers responded to the scene and began collecting evidence, surveillance video, and our detectives really worked tirelessly on this case. Southfield officers and detectives searched the home, canvassed the area for surveillance videos, and utilized advanced technology to determine the sequence of events. Neighborhood surveillance video captured a dark-colored Chrysler 300 drive down Bainbridge and pull into the driveway where the shooting occurred. The suspect, later identified as Riley Donaldson, exits the driver's side of the vehicle and approaches the front door of the residence. Minutes later, Donaldson is seen exiting the residence, enter the front driver's seat of the Chrysler 300, and quickly speed away from the crime scene. You're going to see that later on when I show that video. However, in a hurry to flee from the scene, our suspect left her purse behind, which contained identifying items. Our suspect, and I'm going to remind you, the daughter of our victim, is a resident of Cincinnati, Ohio, and does not reside at that home. We believe that the gun was concealed inside of that purse as she entered that home. The investigation also revealed through phone records that our suspect was at the home during the time of the shooting. And that's why I mentioned the importance of using technology in these investigations. Our investigation also determined that Donaldson purchased a 2017 Chrysler 300 from a private seller on October 5th of this year. And I bring that up because when you look at the video is grainy, but you can still see the silhouette of the Chrysler 300 if you know your vehicles. Our detectives continued using technology to strengthen our case, and immediately following the shooting, she fled to Ohio, just outside of Toledo, in the area of Lake Township and Pittsburgh Township, where she remained in that area for approximately 2 hours and then drove to the city of Detroit. And I'm going to pause here. So I'm going to tell you, this investigation revealed that this homicide, this murder, was premeditated. And immediately following the shooting, as I stated in my remarks, she fled to Ohio. And we did contact both those cities' police departments because she was there for about 2 hours. We believe that somewhere between the time of the shooting and in her path towards Ohio, we believe she may have discarded that weapon. So we did ask those agencies to search the general area. However, they were not able to locate the gun. On Monday, October 6th, at approximately 1:30 p.m., Southfield detectives and detectives from the Oakland County Auto Task Force and our Southfield Tactical Crime Suppression Unit located the black Chrysler 300 occupied by our suspect in the area of Finkel and St. Mary's in the city of Detroit. Detectives set up surveillance and followed the vehicle to a CVS at the 7 Mile location in the area of Greenfield in the city of Detroit. The Chrysler 300 was backed into a parking spot in front of the store, and 3 males were also in the car with Donaldson. The investigation revealed that these 3 men did not have anything to do with the homicide. Detectives observed our suspect Donaldson as a front seat passenger in the front seat of the Chrysler 300. Responding officers initiated a traffic stop of the vehicle, and Donaldson was taken into custody without incident. And I will show that video here momentarily. I also want to put some context to this, because oftentimes when you have a homicide, particularly you talk about a daughter killing her mother, there must have been some type of conflict. So what we determined is that on Friday, August 22nd of this year, right around 4:30 p.m., Southfield officers were dispatched to the same home on a report of a missing child. The reporting party was our deceased, Miss Adame Simmons Jones, where she contacted Southfield Dispatch and stated that her daughter, our suspect, Riley Donaldson, had taken her granddaughter, whom Mrs. Simmons Jones has legal guardianship over the 3-year-old child. And yes, that's the child that was at the home at the time of the shooting. She further advised dispatch that our suspect suffered from mental illness and that she stole her vehicle and took the 3-year-old child and the family dog. The victim's vehicle, which was a Kia Sedona, that was taken by a suspect, was recovered by the Swanson Police Department in Toledo, Ohio, along with a 3-year-old child who was unharmed. However, the dog was never recovered. On Wednesday, August 27th of the same year, the victim, Ms. Jones, she did not wish to pursue criminal charges for the theft of the vehicle or for the taking of the grandchild. And probably because, as you know, we love our children and didn't necessarily want to prosecute her daughter. However, Ms. Jones did petition for her daughter to be hospitalized, and Southfield police officers did take her into custody and then transfer her to Common Ground for a mental health evaluation. When you look at the criminal history of our suspect, she does not have a criminal history, but with our evidence in our investigation, the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office did authorize charges for Riley Donaldson. Again, she's 22 years old. She's a resident of Cincinnati, Ohio. And count 1, homicide, murder, first degree, premeditated. Count 2, weapons, felony firearm. She was given no bond, and her next court date is scheduled for October 27th of this year at 9:45 a.m. Before Judge Johnson. And so I'm going to spend a little bit of time, talking about the fact that, again, this was premeditated. The prosecutor's office agreed, issued those charges, and I know your next question will surround me regarding mental health and how do you hold individuals accountable. So in my 28 years of policing, I've seen severe mental illness where that person doesn't understand what they're doing. What I'll tell you, this isn't it. And when you look at our contacts with our suspect, and you see it in the video, when she's arrested, she refers to herself, when the officers asked her her name, refers to herself as God. Also, when our detectives brought her to the station and began to interview or attempt to interview her, she immediately asked for a lawyer. So she's very conscious of the legal system. She's very conscious of calling herself God, because you all know when individuals do that declaration, they're letting us know that they decide who lives and who dies. And so, again, we're not going to allow anyone to use mental health as escape. There's a process for that where a judge will decide whether a person is deemed fit to stand trial for mental illness through a process. But again, our evidence with the way the shooting took place at 11:40 at night, the way you're going to see this vehicle hurry up and escape the crime scene, the fleeing to Ohio to remove yourself from the state of Michigan, particularly Southfield, Michigan, in a close proximity of the time of the shooting, so that you could say that you were in Ohio, not knowing that technology is going to place you at the home at the time of the shooting, not knowing that technology is going to allow us as a police department to track your movements from the crime scene all the way to Ohio. And so, with that being said, I'm going to dim these lights, and we're going to show the moment in which the Chrysler 300 arrived at the home to commit this heinous crime. Please lower the lights and play the video.
Is there audio associated with this video?
No audio. But it will be audio, I'm sorry, it will be audio for the arrest. I'm going to show the arrest as well, where you're going to hear her call herself God. And before you push play, look at the top. When the car pulls into the driveway, I want you to notice the floodlight comes on when she exits the house. The floodlight comes on when she leaves the house. And also the top of the car, you'll see our suspect, it's grainy, but you can see it's a female with a bonnet on. And it will be the same look as when we locked her up for her crimes. But play the video, please. And when this vehicle exits or flees, watch how the vehicle appears to drive into a ditch, quickly trying to escape. Again, that's someone who's conscious of what they're doing. Now, the next video we're going to show is Southfield police officers, Oakland County Auto Theft Task Force, and our detectives' arrest after that, again, surveillance operation took place.
You want to get out? Yeah, open. Hands up, hands up. Hands. It's all right. Hands high. Step here, face away, brother, face away. On the ground. On the ground. Watch that right. There might be someone who's asking, I can't stop. There's everybody else on that street. Dirty stomach, arms out, I stole yours. Fucking you follow it what? You top down that car? Truck? You can get out. You got it. What truck? We got more company. What's your name?
And the next would be a still of the vehicle, again, that Chrysler 300, just for your information purposes. All right, this time we can turn the lights back on, and then the media refocus. Take it down. All right, at this point, I'm going to open up the floor for questions from our reporters in the room.
You have mentioned the police call previously to the residents, the mother not wanting to press charges. Can you elaborate on the fact, was she allegedly angry over the mother trying to regain custody, or if you believe that is specifically what motivated this days later even?
Yeah, so I believe that that's a contributing factor to the conflict between mother and daughter, was the custodial rights of the child. What I'm told by family is that the mother was very accommodating to the suspect, allowing her to see the child pretty much whenever she wanted to see the child. But again, through conflicts between mother-daughter relationship, probably upset that her mother has legal custody, it probably brewed other conflicts and arguments that may have led up to the homicide. We never will really know the full extent of why someone would choose to kill their mother, but we do believe that it does center around the possibility of the custodial arrangements with the 3-year-old child.
And the attack took place late at night, based on the video and the timing. So was mom in bed? Or can you do any description of the crime scene? Did she walk in and not know this was coming, or if you were able to elaborate?
Yeah, it does appear that our victim was taken by surprise, did not necessarily know it was coming. I think based on the evidence in the crime scene, she knew that the suspect, her daughter, was in the room, and then obviously looking at the time frame that she was in the house, which was not that long, just several minutes, I believe she committed this act very quickly and then fled.
So I'm sorry to clarify, from when she pulled up via video to when she left was how long?
Just under 3 minutes.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the media? Well, again, thank you all for being here. Again, condolences to the family. I do, again, want to appreciate the family and friends who did join us in the room. And again, to the Southfield detectives who worked this case. This could have very well been a whodunit situation. So I'm going to give the Southfield detectives, particularly our lead detective, credit on this case. It's important that the families have closure, families have an understanding of what took place. And I know it's difficult for the family, because in essence, they lose two people, one to the criminal justice system and another to death. But the work, the passion that our agency displayed in using, I keep saying it, using technology to uncover the truth. Because again, this was planned, premeditated murder, and I'm going to thank our detectives for their tireless work on bringing closure to the family in our community. Thank you.
You have custody of the child now.
So the child has been turned over to the grandfather. Yes.
Do you have spelling of the victim's name?
Yes. And I'll give it to you offline.
All right.
Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, so those who want the name ADA, and then middle name MAE, and then last name Simmons, common spelling, hyphen Jones.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. She's 45. Let me double check that, but see she's 45. Yes, 45. Yes, ma'am. What do you want to do? It's not kind of like that.